Deep in the rainforests of New Guinea and northern Australia, there's a creature most people have never seen in the wild. It stands taller than a grown man. It can run 30 miles an hour, leap nearly 5 feet into the air, and swim across rivers. And on each foot, it carries a dagger. A single claw, up to 4 inches long, capable of opening a predator or a person like a blade. This is the cassowary, often called the most dangerous bird on Earth. But the truth behind that reputation is stranger and more surprising than the headlines. Welcome to Creature Expo, where we get up close with the planet's most extraordinary animals and find out what makes each one unlike anything else alive. Today, we're meeting a genuine living dinosaur, a bird with a wild reputation and a real life that's far more surprising than its scary headlines. Stick around to the end, because the most fascinating thing about the cassowary isn't what makes it dangerous. It's the unexpected secret of how it raises its family. So what exactly are we looking at? The cassowary is one of the most ancient kinds of bird still walking the earth. It belongs to a group of flightless giants called ratites, the same family tree as ostriches, emus, and the long-gone moa. There are 3 species: the southern cassowary, the northern cassowary, and the smaller dwarf cassowary. The southern cassowary is the heavyweight of the family. The females are the bigger, bolder ones, standing up to 6 feet tall and weighing over 130 pounds. And then there's that incredible helmet on its head, called a casque. Scientists puzzled over it for more than a century. The best evidence today suggests it works like a built-in radiator, helping the bird shed heat in the steamy rainforest. It may even help amplify the deep, booming calls cassowaries use to talk to each other. That boom is one of the lowest sounds made by any bird, so low it sits right at the edge of what our ears can pick up. In a thick rainforest, low sounds travel the farthest, which means the cassowary is basically broadcasting on its own private frequency. A cassowary has 3 toes on each foot, and the inner toe carries a long, straight, dagger-shaped claw that can grow up to 4 inches. The bird doesn't bite to defend itself. It uses its powerful legs to deliver a leaping kick. Combined with a sprint of around 30 miles per hour and the ability to jump nearly 5 feet straight up, it's a remarkable piece of natural engineering. But here's the part the scary headlines leave out. Confirmed human deaths from cassowaries are extraordinarily rare. The most famous Australian case dates all the way back to 1926, and the only other widely reported death, in Florida in 2019, involved a privately kept captive bird, not a wild one. So yes, the cassowary is powerful and deserves real respect. But out in the forest, it isn't looking for trouble. In fact, it would much rather be doing something far more peaceful. And that's where this story gets more interesting. Because for all its impressive gear, the cassowary is, at heart, a fruit lover. It strolls the forest floor, swallowing fallen fruit whole, sometimes fruit so big or so toxic that almost no other animal will touch it. And this turns the cassowary into one of the most important gardeners in its entire world. It eats fruit, wanders for miles, and plants the seeds, fertilized and ready to grow, all across the rainforest. Some plants rely on the cassowary so completely that without this one bird, they might struggle to survive at all. Think about that for a second. The bird with the fearsome reputation is quietly one of the architects of the rainforest itself, replanting the forest with every meal. It'll also snack on fungi, insects, small animals, and the occasional bit of carrion when the opportunity comes along. But fruit is the star of the show. And now, the secret I promised you. Cassowary family life flips the usual script completely. The larger, more dominant female lays a clutch of big, glossy green eggs, and then she heads off, sometimes to pair up with other males. So who raises the kids? Dad does. The father settles in to incubate those eggs for around 50 days, barely eating and rarely leaving the nest. When the chicks hatch, they show up in brown and cream stripes, like little watermelons on legs. And their father raises them all by himself for up to 9 months, guiding and fiercely protecting them as they learn the ways of the forest. And that's also the key to understanding the cassowary's protective side. A dad watching over his chicks is simply being the best parent he can be. So when a cassowary stands its ground, it's usually not a monster. It's a devoted father looking out for his family. So how do we share the forest with a bird like this? It turns out, there's one simple golden rule: never feed them. When people feed wild cassowaries, whether by tossing snacks from car windows or leaving food near homes, the birds start to lose their natural caution and connect people with an easy meal. And a curious 130-pound bird that approaches expecting food can become pushy, which is when the rare problems happen. In fact, studies of cassowary encounters in Australia found that the large majority of serious incidents involved birds that had been fed by people. The cassowary isn't the problem. It's what we accidentally teach it to expect. So the advice from wildlife experts is simple: don't feed them. If you ever meet one in the wild, don't run. That can turn into a chase. Instead, back away slowly, keep something solid like a tree or your backpack between you and the bird, and give it plenty of room. Show it respect, and a cassowary will almost always just calmly go on its way. Here's the thing, though. When it comes to real danger, the cassowary is the one that needs our help. In parts of its Australian range, the southern cassowary is listed as endangered. Habitat loss. Busy roads through the rainforest, dog attacks, and disease have all taken a toll. Put it all together and the picture flips. In a whole century, cassowaries have harmed only a tiny handful of people. We, meanwhile, hold the future of this magnificent bird in our hands. Protecting rainforest, driving carefully in cassowary country, and giving these birds their space goes a very long way. And that's the cassowary. Yes, powerful and well-armed, but really a shy, fruit-loving, devoted dad that helps grow the very forest it calls home. A living dinosaur worth celebrating and protecting. So tell us in the comments, which incredible creature should we explore next? Drop your pick below. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it, and we'll see you at the next Creature Expo.